Farm Girl Diaries. My name is Caitlin, and it is a busy day here in the homestead. Oops, I'm going the wrong direction. But we are doing something new today that I am super excited about. Oh, going the wrong way. We are making a strawberry cider. So I don't know if it's actually going to be a strawberry wine or a strawberry cider, but we'll discuss that. But we are going to make a drink. We're going to make a beverage with the fresh strawberries. So it is strawberry time here, and I have a ton of strawberries, and this has been something I've been looking forward to doing all winter, and I am so excited that it's finally time to do this. So I got this recipe from Cultured Guru. If you have never checked them out, they have an Instagram, they have a website. I really like them. She does a lot of recipes just in general, but then she has a lot on, but then she has a lot on like fermenting, kombuchas, pickling. She has a lot of stuff along that route that I really like. So I found this recipe a couple months ago, and I'm so excited to give it a try. And because we're going for it, I am doing 2 batches instead of 1. So because I have fresh strawberries coming in, I'm going to do 2 batches, and we're going to hope it goes well. So this is not something that is going to be finished today. This is going to take a couple of weeks to do, so we're going to have to stay tuned to see how this goes, but I'm so excited. So these are fresh strawberries that were just picked by my mom 2 days ago, so they're brand new, fresh, and they are delicious. And if you've ever wondered, if you've never had a local strawberry, look how red the inside is. The inside is perfectly red the whole way through. And that's how you really know that you have a flavorful strawberry. I just bought strawberries from the grocery store about a month ago. I needed them for a salad I was making for company. Sometimes I break my rules. I have rules that I'm not supposed to buy this stuff out of season. Sometimes I break it. And I bought strawberries from the grocery store, and they were absolute garbage. Garbage. They looked gorgeous, but their inside, they were completely white. They had no flavor. So I'm like, I remember like judging myself, like, this is why you have rules, Caitlin. Because strawberries from the grocery store are just trash. They're actual trash. So for this recipe, it's about 1.5 quarts of strawberries. Each batch of this strawberry cider calls for 350 grams of strawberries. So that ends up, like I said, being about 1.5 quarts. So I'm just topping these, and then I'm going to put them on a pot. I'm actually getting ready to take my dog to the vet, so this is perfect timing. We're going to put this on the stove with some water and sugar, and then we're going to let it come to a boil for 15 minutes, cook for 15 minutes, and we're going to mash the strawberries slightly, and then after 15 minutes, we're going to let it strain. So this is something that can strain while I'm at the vet. So I got all of my, like I said, so I'm doing 2 batches, so I have 700 grams of strawberries, and all of these strawberry tops we're actually going to put into a little jar with some vinegar. I am going to take off all of the greens, like all the big stems. I'm going to take off the big stems, but then the strawberry tops are so flavorful, and I don't have chickens to give them to, so, and my bunny, I don't think really like strawberries. So I'm going to put these in vinegar, and we're going to make like a strawberry vinegar that we can add to marinades for salad dressings and stuff like that. So I think that'll be yummy and a good way to use up those strawberries. Okay, so into my pot, I'm going to add, calls for 16 ounces of filtered water. So I'm going to, I just bought spring water from the store, and again, I'm going to double it. Perfect. And then 75 grams of organic sugar. and again, I am doubling it. I went slightly over on the sugar, but I think that's going to be okay, hopefully. Okay, and now I'm going to bring to a simmer and then cook for 15 minutes. So the other things that we're going to need for this task are, I bought 2 jars. I haven't actually taken the styrofoam off of this jar yet. So I got 2 glass jars, 2 glass jugs, and then I bought this contraption. It is I don't honestly even know what it's called. I looked up wine making supplies on Amazon. What's it called? I don't know what it's called. Airlock. This is called an airlock. So I bought an airlock, and you have to be careful. You have to order the right airlock, the right size jar that you have. And I didn't think of that when I bought it. However, I can get this in there. Like, I can get what I have in here into the jar that I bought. So I think it's okay. And you need 2 jugs. 2 jugs. So this one I actually bought at a thrift store and stupidly threw away the lid. I washed the lid and it sat in my strainer for a long time and I didn't know what it went to. So I stupidly threw it away. So I did buy 2 1-gallon brand new jars. You need 2 jars for 1 batch. So I think when I have 3, I think it's going to be okay. So I'm going to go over the directions with you. I'm going to read the directions, and we are going to do it together, but I'll read the directions to make sure that I'm doing it right. So I'm bringing that to a simmer, and I'm going to cook for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to mash the strawberries with a spoon. Then we're going to take that off the heat, place into a colander over a pitcher or a bowl, and we're going to strain and collect the liquid. So I'm just going to be at the vet for maybe half an hour tops. So I'm just going to let that kind of cool down and strain while I'm gone. Once it's cool, we're going to add it to the half-gallon jug. Everything's okay. So don't pick it up by the airlock. That seems to be common sense, but obviously not because I'm stupid. I'm going to place it into the half-gallon jug. Then we're going to add it, oh, I forgot, the other ingredient we got is we got a yeast. And I'll put the name for the yeast here. It's in, I think, Latin, and I can't say it. But it's a specific, she recommended a specific kind of yeast. Yeah, I'll put the name here. I think I got the right one. So we're going to add our yeast, and then we're going to allow it to go 30 minutes for the yeast to get frothy and active. In the meantime, there's apple juice that we have. I do need to stop and get a little bit more apple juice. I don't have quite enough to do 2 batches, so I'm going to get another little thing of apple juice. Heat the apple juice till simmered, then allow it to cool. Carefully using a funnel, add the apple juice to the jug, leaving 2 inches of headspace. Cap and swirl it for about a minute. Then remove the cap and place the airlock and stopper into the jug. After a few hours, you should notice a lot of bubbling in the cider and activity in the airlock. And allow that to sit for 7 to 14 days until the bubbling completely stops or you see no activity in the airlock. And then we move on to the next step. So that's going to be in a week or so. So I'm not going to lie, kind of intimidated. But you don't know until you try it, and I'm excited to try it. What's the worst that can go wrong, right? So I have about 40 minutes now. I have about 30 minutes until I need to leave for the vet. So that needs to get simmering away. I'm going to kind of do some tidying up in the kitchen because my kitchen is a mess. I just finished canning some strawberry jelly, so I'm going to get that out of the canner. And I'm going to put my strawberry tops into a little thing of vinegar. And then we'll go to the vet. gonna let this strain and cool while I'm gone. I've only been gone about half an hour, so when I come back and it's cool, we'll move on to the next step. And before I go, I wanted to show you the strawberry vinegar. So I did apple cider vinegar. I thought that would have a really good taste with the strawberries for salad dressings, and I just think that just looks so pretty. So I got this idea off of a friend on Instagram. I think it was Sycamore Homestead. She does this, and I'm like, well, we're gonna try it because I think that's a brilliant idea. Okay, now I'll see you guys back in a little bit. We're back from the vet, and I have strained out the strawberry pulp to give me some strawberry juice, and then the pulp that is left I'm going to add to the vinegar. I'm going to need to get a bigger container for the vinegar because I filled this one pretty full, but that's okay. So I'm going to put this to the side. I'm just going to add this pulp into that vinegar just so it doesn't go to waste. And then that can be a fun salad topping for a salad this weekend. Okay, so next, so I drained the strawberry juice, and then I have 48 ounces times 2, because I'm doing 2 batches, 48 ounces of organic apple juice going on the stove. We're going to heat until simmering, and then remove and allow to cool. I don't know what that does, but we're going to do it. So while we're doing that, we're going to add, so my strawberry juice is basically, it's a smidgen warm, but basically cool. We're going to add to the half-gallon jug. So I'm going to try to split this evenly. How many cups do I have? I have 5 cups, so that doesn't split evenly. But we're going to try it. So I'm going to do 2 cups of strawberry juice in this one, 2 cups in this one for starters. And it says to use a half-gallon jug. Actually, I don't remember if this is a half-gallon or a gallon. Let me check. Let's check. Okay, it might be a gallon. But I hope that's okay. And then I have 1 left, so it's half a cup in each. And that should be about even. Just shy, but that's okay. Okay. Now it says to add the cider into the yeast. Mix gently by swirling and then wait 30 minutes. So we need, how much cider juice, or how much? We need 2 grams of cider yeast. And I got these packets, and I don't know, okay, this is 5 grams. So 1 packet is 5 grams, and my kitchen scale is not strong enough to measure ingredients to this length. It's not strong enough to measure this light of ingredients. So what I'm going to do is try to eyeball it. My cider yeast into a bowl because my scale that I have is not strong enough to measure this light of ingredients. So I'm just going to eyeball it, unfortunately. And hopefully that gets close enough. I have a little bit of yeast in the funnel. And then we're going to swirl gently. I can still see the yeast just a little bit on the top. I haven't really dissolved it yet. It is 4:40, so let's check it in half an hour, and it should be nice and frothy. Okay, I have to leave, and my apple juice is not cooling down fast enough. I need to add it to the strawberries, but it is not cooling down. So I'm trying to pour it with some ice. To get it to cool down. I'm going to do that one more time because that did work. The ice is melting a little bit, but it's going to be what it's going to be. So I just let this apple juice simmer for just a few minutes. Okay, beautiful. Now it is not cool, but it is cooler. It's like, again, just slightly warm. My strawberry cider has been going for about half an hour, maybe even 40 minutes. And it's slightly foamy on the top. This one looks better. Let me show you this one. I don't know how long it's supposed to go. It said let it go 30 minutes for the yeast to get frothy and active. So my yeast is definitely, now I'm moving it, which is kind of shaking the yeast down to the bottom. But my yeast is definitely frothy and active. So I'm going to say that this is ready to move forward. So we're going to add the juice into our strawberry cider. And then we're going to put the lid on and give it a shake, and then we're going to put the airlocks in. It says you want to leave 2 inches of headspace. I am so late to my friend's house trying to get this done. So put the lid on. Give it a nice shake. Look how pretty that is. Give it a nice shake. Give it again to this side. Okay, now it says we're going to put the airlock and stopper in the jug. So I'm going to put that in. Okay. So I had to look it up. That looks like it goes like that. So I'm going to let this sit and we'll check back in tonight or tomorrow morning. They're supposed to be within a couple hours bubbles in this airlock. So before I wrap this video up for today, I want to end it so you guys can get started on this if you decide you want to, because it does take a couple of weeks and strawberries are in for everybody. So if you want to do it, I want to give you the opportunity to try it. So we'll check back in that in a couple of hours, see if the bubbles are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm heading to my friend's house. I'm only about 25 minutes late. Crystal, I'm so sorry. I'm on my way. We'll see you guys in a few hours. Okay, we have done something wrong. I just got home. This airlock came off, and this is happening. This is happening, but you can see all of the bubbles. So I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do. not gonna lie, I don't know what to do. So it's been, I don't know, 4 hours since I've left. So all of this has happened within 4 hours. So I left, I think this is 2 inches. I left a good amount of space, but I'm gonna pour some out, and then I hope that's okay to pour out. And then my airlock has a lot of stuff going on. So I'm gonna empty this, put it back on and see what happens. Rinse this out. So I can see a lot of bubbles are coming up. This light is terrible, but I see a lot of bubbles are coming up. So it's bedtime, so I'm gonna put these back on the counter. I took a little bit out. Let me show you where we're at right now. So I took it down. I had it filled to right around here. So I took some more out, and can't really see it. There are a lot of bubbles coming up. There were a lot before I drained it. So I'm hopeful that I didn't just drain out all of the good stuff. Let me see, can you see this one? A little bit, but not that much. Okay, so we're gonna put that on the counter, and hopefully they are still in there when I get back tomorrow. But let's give this a try. It's just strawberry juice, and it honestly has the slightest bit of carbonation. You can see some bubbles down here. It is slightly, maybe carbonated. Oh yeah, it's definitely carbonated. That's fun. Guys, this is 1,000% a success. You could, we gotta put an ice cube in it. We gotta put an ice cube in it. Ah, shoot. $1,000%. I am gonna make more of this. So, this is fantastic. It is 4 hours old. It is fantastic. So, obviously, it's not alcoholic. It's not cider. It's not wine. And it's funny how the apple juice gives it more of a strawberry flavor. I never quite understood how that works. But what else is it? It's you add, what do you add to, is it raspberries? No, you add cherry. You add cherry to, I think, you add cherry juice to raspberries. I think it gives it a more raspberry flavor. Anyhow, apple juice, I think, gives it a more strawberry flavor, which is so funny. So, this is so good. So, I bought this yeast. Let's do a quick chat before I end this video yet again. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 bags of this yeast, and I'll hold it up. It's called EC 118. Okay, you can't read that. Well, it's not backwards, but it's tiny. I got 5 bags for $6.95. Not a bad price. And one bag made me 2 jugs of this. So it's not alcoholic, which is completely fine, but it does have, just in the 4 hours that the airlock kind of failed, it has the slightest bit of carbonation. It's refreshing. It's delicious. So even if you didn't want to mix cider or wine, and you don't want to add the cider, I think still make this with strawberry juice and apple juice. It's delicious. And so I think I have more strawberries out there, and I'm going to go pick strawberries. So I think I'm going to make a good old big batch of this. It's not too sweet. I don't like a lot of sweet drinks. It's not like a juice. It's not too sweet. The taste is fantastic. And because it's slightly carbonated. Not incredibly carbonated, not like a soda, but it is slightly carbonated. So this is fun. So now my thing is I want to figure out how to make a whole bunch of this, maybe preserve it. I wonder if this would freeze. So like this, just right here, I'm thinking I'm gonna, I've got 1.5 quarts of strawberries, made 2 jugs. I did need to buy about I thought one of these, this is 48 ounces, so you need 1 bottle of apple juice per batch. But other than that, that's it. So they can make a whole bunch of this, especially while the strawberries are coming in. Add a cider to it, let it go for maybe an afternoon. Guys, it is delicious. It's not a juice, it's not too sweet, it's slightly carbonated. Oh, it's fantastic. If you're interested, I will read the rest of the directions before I get the video out, in case you're interested in what happens next. But if not, you can cut it off here, and I'll see you in the next video. But once we do this, we're gonna let the cider go for 7 to 14 days, or until the bubbles stop, and then we're gonna do something called rack in the cider. So we're gonna remove the airlock, and we're gonna transfer the cider to a new clean jug for aging. It says pour gently, and in one steady pour, leaving the sediment in the bottom of the original jug. Cap the jug with a regular lid, and allow the cider to age at a cool room temperature or in the fridge for 4 weeks. At this point, you can rack the cider again with more aging time, or move on to bottling. So to bottle the cider with honey, you want to clean and sterilize 2 1-liter carbonation safe bottles. I just use those flip top bottles. I use that for kombucha, and that's carbonated too. Add 1 tablespoon of honey to each 1-liter bottle, and transfer the cider from the aging jug into the flip top bottle using a funnel, leaving any sediment in the bottom of the jug. Cap the bottles and invert gently twice to mix with the cider. Allow to ferment in the ciders at a cool room temperature for 5 days, and then in the fridge. You can age the cider for 3 more weeks in the fridge before enjoying it chilled, deep refrigerated. So I think that's really good. The one thing I did see is, and I'm not quite sure, it says to carbonate hard cider, we have to use a small amount. No, that's not what it is saying. It said to make this a still cider instead of a sparkling cider. Okay, do not add honey or sugar. Okay, so the honey makes it, gives it the carbonation. It needs that sugar to be carbonated. And this, I believe, the recipe said this was going to make a 9% cider, or it said it could be considered a strawberry wine or a strawberry cider. I don't quite know the difference, but I'm here for it. So I'm going to think about this tonight as I go to bed. If I can make a whole bunch more of this juice and freeze it, I'm thinking I could freeze it probably pretty well. I'm going to do some Googling tonight. If I can, I'll bring you back around and let you guys know. And then I'll make a whole bunch of this and maybe freeze it. And then when I want a quick and easy juice, you know, or you can add this to to vodka and have a fancy drink, but this on its own is beyond refreshing and delicious. I'm really, really excited about it. So I'm going to call it a success. We have a lot more to go before it's done, but I'm going to call that a success. So I'm going to end this video here. Like I said, if you guys want to give this a chance, I kind of want you guys to be able to like, do this with me. But I will definitely bring you guys along as we do all the other things, as we rack it and as we bottle it, the whole 9 yards. I'll bring you guys along for it. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.